Before starting with this, I'm going to assume that you probably have watched my previous video, the 100k CPS free to play in 7 days. I've gone over the basics of the sources in that video. In this video, I'll share how I do my daily routine on this game and some tips on how to help you progress better or gain resources better. I'll also go a little bit in more detail how to progress CP, and not just any CP, but more importantly, probably the relevant stats that you probably want to increase. So let's probably start with what I do on a daily basis. Lots of people have asked me on my stream what was my daily routine. So here it goes. Probably the first things first is I go to the shop and make sure to buy the daily good. I do think this is going to be a recurring experience where there's gonna be new shops, you know, every so often, and you're just gonna continue just buy whatever you can with the daily gold. Next, I refresh my companions. So in the companions for the gathering, I do put them out into different places. Personally, I put the blue ones on the materials that I need for production. I would look into my production and see which ones I need for the next levels. The higher level probably is what you want to aim for, as long as you can craft them. But if your production level is lower, you're probably gonna want to aim for the lower level ones. The green companions can reach up to the desert area, and you can go to the Lunatra area, and if you do notice, there's gonna be silver ores in here, for example, or on this one, you know, the broken seal, and then on this one you see the light shard 3 here. In the normal map, they actually are not available until the volcano area. And the volcano area, you can only send the blue ones, at least as of this moment. So I don't know if that's gonna change in the future, but you know, the green ones can only reach up to the desert area. But then if I try to send the green ones on the volcano area, you know, you can't put them in there. I would probably put my normal companions into here. So the normal ones usually handle the volcano area on the normal one, but then the green ones, I usually put them on handling the stages on the ruinous volcano instead, just because the timing kind of ends up working out. For hunting companions, it's very simple. You pretty much just kind of select which research you do need. So I would look at the companions, I would look at specific maps. I still see that I'm still not max here, so I would still continue my research. Actually, so I just reached max on this one, so I would actually cancel this particular one, and then I would look into the next one. So I still don't have max on this blue mob here, so I just send my hunting companion to there. Next step is I actually log into my alt characters and redeem their gold. Alt characters are pretty helpful for this game, just because there are some instances where the alt characters are also eligible separately for the rewards. Basically, you get extra resources back. For example, one thing that came in is the Achieve Epic Growth Through Enhancement. If you do this for your alts, you're essentially going to be able to get extra rare soul stones, and the effort to do that is simply very easy. There are some people who try to take it one step further and take their alts to level 50 and then delete their alts, which takes like 3 days, and then try to create more, and then basically they keep doing this event. That's gonna be up to you whether you value your time or not on doing them. But basically, having an alt is just free resource with probably minimal effort. I would highly recommend using your character with the same job. If you only care about having one class, then I would recommend your alt characters to have the same job, because what happens is around level 14 you're going to be able to access the bank for your alts, and you can transfer your main gears through your bank and then use those gears and basically make your alt really strong. I think from level 1 to level 50 just roughly takes like 4 hours once if they're using your main gears. So it's very easy to do. You know, you just sleep over it through the night, and you're gonna be able to finish that. Just one thing to keep in mind when you're doing that is on the settings there's gonna be the Alliance Journey Quest autoplay. Make sure you put it on use and then fast forward NPC dialogue, and when you use that you just do the journey quest for your alt, and you're just gonna continuously do the main story until it ends, until it dies, or until it, you know, it gets stuck. But yeah, just roughly 4 hours to get to level 50, which is what is required to delete a character. With my limited time, there's a lot of things to do, right? If I have to give a priority to something, I would prioritize the Abyss, Girl's Nightmare. Knight's Regret 2, Girl's Nightmare 1, Girl's Nightmare 2 are really good source of shards. However, for Girl's Nightmare 3, it actually changes. It is actually a good source of the skill books and enchant tomes. Let me show you real quick how my research looks like, and that's kind of gonna give you an idea how I farm things. Once I finished Knight's Regret 1 normals, I pretty much never visited it anymore. I still do Knight's Regret 2 if I have spare time. However, it's not in my priority, but I did make sure to max out the normal mobs. And the reason for that is because of the additional sprite attack. I've explained it in the previous video, but I want to put an emphasis on it because these additional sprite attacks are really beneficial on your eventual farming on the higher levels. So keep working on the normals to max them out, and once you max out the Girl's Nightmare 2, I start doing Girl's Nightmare 3, and what I farm is actually not the normals but the elites. To give the reason for that is because the elites actually do give a high rate of enchant tomes and green soul shards and skill books and enhanced scrolls. So all of these resources are things that you would start needing later on. They also give the purple waters, which is necessary for upgrading from epic soul stones into legendary soul stones. Next would be the discussion of the item sets. Item sets are very important part of your progression. Initially, you're probably gonna see you know, the normal gears and the fine gears. That's okay. You know, there's only 84 for the fine, 84 for the normal as of this moment. Now you see this rare gear, there's gonna be 428 of them, and majority of them gives a lot of stats. If you notice here, initially you're probably gonna see attack plus 10, critical hit plus 70, but then as you go higher, where you're gonna put in plus 7s for them, you're gonna see attack plus 25, crit damage plus 2%, attack 25, evasion 50, and these is attack 25 and evasion 50 is roughly 200 CP already. So, you know, at accuracy 100, parry 25, that's already 250 CP. So definitely do not snooze on the rare gears. The rare gears are very important, and not to mention you can aim for a particular stat for that one. While we're at it, let us talk about the stats. What are the crucial stats, right? As you're at 100k, you're gonna start noticing, oh, you're missing on some bosses, but having the accuracy for example, will just make you not miss on bosses, and you're gonna start hitting in PvP also for against enemies with high evasion, right? So you can start looking into rare gears, look at which ones add accuracy, and then focus on them, right? If I have to pick the most important stats, it would be attack and accuracy for both PvE and PvP. For PvE, you can after attack and accuracy, you can start looking into critical hit, and you can start looking into critical hit. And for PvP, you can start looking into evasion and parry. Defense is something that's good all around, but evasion and parry for PvP, these are kind of crucial, especially if you want to survive more when people are trying to attack you. They become crucial later on. How can you obtain blue gears, right? So there's definitely multiple ways. One thing is blue named monster farming. The blue named monsters have a very high chance of dropping them, and so I would highly recommend farming them. I would farm them on the volcano area because they do give a lot. Another source for the trust, solidarity, honor, glory weapons is the trading post. The trading posts do have them available, so I would start looking into classes, type for example honor, and then once you get there, you know, look for main weapons. You're looking for main weapons, you're looking for sub weapons, you know, and when you want to switch to solidarity, so you know, you're gonna see the different ones. There are certain weapons that's probably gonna cost more than others. Main weapons typically are cheaper. Armors typically are very expensive. However, you could probably get lucky. Some people will list them for cheaper, but these is kind of where, if you need a specific one, I highly recommend. What I would do is I would farm the blue named monsters, and then you know, just continuously farm them, do a mass upgrade, and then once you're done with the mass upgrade, you can just nitpick the specific ones that you need on the trading post, so that way you don't spend a lot. And if you do need money, right, like if you do need red gems, then you could use that farming on the blue named monsters also, and then you could be the one that's the source of them. Where have I been getting majority of my red gems that I use for purchasing things on the shop? You know, I actually make money off just the markings. These are the world bosses. So, and then sometimes I do get purifying waters, and then I sell them. These purifying waters are things that I get on abyss tree farming. So, you know, and the enchantums also, I do sell them from time to time. Okay, when AFKing or going to bed, so I would probably recommend finding a particular spot that that not necessarily the auto hunt will drag you, because if you click auto hunt, you know, it drags you to specific spots, but those are not necessarily the most important. Those are not necessarily the best spots for farming. In fact, majority of the time when I notice the higher level people, they look for a specific spot to farm for. Sometimes, you know, they choose where a blue spawns, or two, there's probably like a mob that's together, and maybe you could use your AoE to farm them faster. If I have to start looking where I should farm, I would start with my half of my CP. If I am at 100k, I would start at 50k and then work your way up. You could start working your way up by whatever your pots can handle, and how long you're gonna be AFKing for. So those are things to keep in mind whenever you're looking for a particular spot to AFK for. Alright, so just to kind of show that my character, I have 200k CP right now. My current rank in my server is, in terms of leveling, is I'm rank 20, and then the CP side I am rank 19. And probably to show that I still have zero, I'm still free to play, it's $0 spent. So just to show the current state before the update, this is before the update. There's still no gems on the earrings. These are still the available equipments. Later down the road there's gonna be more equipments down here, so reaching 200k is gonna be a lot easier. We're gonna have more imprinting slates, and so it's gonna be a lot easier to reach the 200k point. This is when we're just trying to push the boundaries on what is currently available in this patch.